So we found a Chicago local comic company. From video game developers to comic book artists and writers, we have The Awakened. The art looks fantastic, and I'm always down for indie comics and supporting local guys. So why don't you tell me as much about it as possible, man?
All right, well, I mean, the short of it is basically it takes place in a future Chicago. The year is 2999, and it's your classic tale of good versus evil. Hopefully it's an original take on it, but it's basically every 6,000 years, God and Satan get to fight over Earth, and who gets the power to create man and then dominate him for the next 6,000 years. So basically, they send their angels and demons to battle it out for Genesis, is what the power is called. And the twist being that the angels don't come down from heaven, the demons don't come up from hell. They're actually all of us. We're all like celestial beings in disguise. And every 6,000 years, there are a few of us who get to become awakened. So if God activates you, you're kind of like a good badass. And if the devil awakes you, you know, you're just a really bad badass.
That sounds really awesome.
Well,
That is a really cool concept. But the first thing that jumped out at me, why 6,000 years? Gotta ask.
You know what? It was just, I was like, what year are we close to? I want to do near future. You know, like back in the day, all those guys in the 60s were like, oh, the year 1999 will be through the roof. So I was like, I'll make it 29.99, you know? Why not? And I think, you know, going by the, you know, depending on what religion you believe, but there are ones that believe that, you know, 29.99, the year 3000 would be our 6,000th year. So I was like, you know what? Let's roll with it. And, you know, spitballed it and came out and it spit it out like that. And, but yeah, with the color palette, we're trying to rock like, you know, the hot neons and pinks. I don't think I've seen that. We're basically trying to do anything that hasn't really been done that much. But yet, you know, I'm also a fan that, you know, I think every story has been told. It's just like looking at different angles on how to retell it and kind of that action. But yeah, I mean, we met up with him and he wanted to display his art. I wanted to display my writing. So it was kind of win-win for the both of us.
That's awesome, man. And you know, you're kind of intimidating us both. So I gotta talk to you a little bit. So why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell us about the art? I actually really like the colors. I did pick up on the neon. So tell me what it was like to draw it out.
It was a lot of fun. This is my first attempt at doing comic booking. It's been like a passion of mine I've wanted to do for years. I did some time in the military and then got out and did some construction work. I'm like, it's not my thing, man. So you know, I got into comic booking. Met this guy. Working with Ivan is amazing. This guy's a fantastic writer, and you know, having to work with somebody that can print it clearly enough for me to picture it in my head and be like, oh, I can render this out completely exactly the way he wants it. You know, and send it off to him, and you're like, that's exactly what I wanted. It's a great working relationship we have.
It's really fun to collaborate too, because there's some stuff like I always had it in my mind differently. You know, I wrote it out like, you know, this panel should look exactly like this. Sometimes it wouldn't come back like that, but it would look way better. And I was like, hey, well, that works too. So it was kind of cool to actually, you know, give and take, and you know.
Well, it's awesome that you guys are, you know, following your dream. Your art is sick. The story sounds great. I'm definitely gonna check it out. I suggest all you guys do too. Awesome, guys. Best of luck to both of you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're doing the printed copies here, but you can always check it out online for free as well.
Sounds good, man. Rock on.